Hello, welcome back. So, between days, I started to look at some of the optional things. So, for example, you can manage an island. And then you're basically, your planes, when they go off and do a mission, you get achievements for doing certain things during missions. And you get upgrade points. So you get to upgrade your buildings. And so there's a list of buildings for your island here. There's a runway, maintenance area, etc. And you start the game with everything under construction. So, for example, the housing here, every pilot's going to take one stress at the start of every day, regardless of anything. So until I get enough upgrade points to at least get to the middle level here, I'm going to get that penalty every day. And then if I get enough upgrade points to build these tents, then I actually start reducing stress every day. So it's a pretty neat little thing. One thing that is interesting is there's this concept of minor damage explained on here, and that's different than regular damage. And the rulebook even mentions it, so some of you might be puzzled by it. When you're looking at the component list, it says that there's damage, and it shows like the wing has a corner clipped off, and then it says minor damage, and it just shows the wing has a couple bullet holes in it. And if we looked at our damage tokens came with the game, you can see it's the wing with the bullet holes, and it doesn't matter which side you look at. It's the same on both sides. I was expecting maybe something like one side to be this and the other side to be that. Well, what it's talking about is this minor damage is used for this island maintenance. And technically speaking, we're missing the damage tokens. We have the minor damage tokens, we're missing the damage. And we're just using the minor damage tokens as damage tokens. I know it's confusing, but basically the rule books, or at least these rule inserts, are this particular scenario is referencing components that we don't have, is what I'm trying to say. And it gets even more. You have this these maintenance crew. So you actually get like several maintenance crew that can, repair your planes before they can go on to the next mission. And we're supposed to have tokens for that as well. And that's an interesting thing. And then there's even a counter. That's just the damage counters, I'm sorry. So it's just the damage counters and the maintenance crew. So just letting everybody know that my copy doesn't have either of those either. So if you're wondering and looking around, you're not alone. I think, we can obviously use anything. I can go grab a roll of pennies and use them as my counters, but it's still one of the things. And then there's another one for carrier operations. It's a similar situation. You do have to make some adjustments with your campaign when you set up. But see, there's right here, place your 5 hangar crew counters on the hangar deck. There's no such thing as a hangar crew counter in the game. So you do get to put hangar crew counters here, and then it's the same kind of thing. When your planes go off and do missions, they come back, they have to be repaired. And the carrier has different aspects to it. Instead of building the buildings and earning points and stuff like that, you do have to do maintenance and things of that nature. And then you can push your hangar crew to work extra hours. And there's things you can do that's going to actually make your pilots better. So anyways, it's they're very neat. And I think these were all stretch goal objectives. And so I want to say well done to DVG for thinking out of the box and coming up with these crazy, variations. This is like another mini game inside the game, and so is that one. That's another mini game inside the game. I think the only criticism I have, and I think most of you will too, and the largest reason I'm saying this in this video is I just don't want you to panic. There is no such thing as crew counters. They don't exist. So if you're wondering if you have them and they just somehow made a mistake, I don't think they sent them to any of us. So I am curious. I would like to hear DVG explain, you know, what the plan is with that, or was that just a typo and it was originally the plan and we just didn't, maybe we didn't make a stretch goal. Maybe that was a stretch goal that we were supposed to hit and we just never got there. I don't know. I honestly don't know. So anyways, that's, sorry for the small diversion, but there's those, and then there's even a third one called Black Sheep Squadron. This is a crazy one. You basically start the campaign just like any other campaign, except you get to replace one of your pilots with Pappy. And Pappy is one of those mega, you know, from the Corsair Leader Aces expansion. He's one of those. And Pappy, actually he's right on top. He's one of the ones that costs like 30 points here. And he has like 3 skills. He has +3 air-to-air. He's a complete, you know, he's as good as it gets, right? Well, you get this guy for free. You don't even have to spend those 30 SO points. And at first when you're reading this, you're like, yeah, this is amazing. But then it gets into, Pappy does gun smuggling, and he does a telephone line shootout, and he does bar fight brawling. He gets into all kinds of trouble, and his stress levels are managed separately from everybody else's stress levels. And then he ends up upsetting the chain of command, and then they do things to penalize you. And then here, you can even steal a Corsair. And then you have to roll to see if Pappy gets caught. So basically, he's a black sheep. He apparently did a lot of crazy things while he was on this mission. And of course, if Pappy does certain achievements, then you can remove some of these penalties. And I think you even lose the game. Yeah, you can actually lose Pappy if you can't negate 3 or more of the penalties. So if you have 3 or more penalties in effect and you don't negate them from this, I mean, I didn't read it all in super detail, but yeah, it's this crazy thing where you get one of those legendary ace pilots for free, and it's probably the most expensive and best pilot of the whole deck. You get him for free, but then you have this crazy mission because your ace pilot is a rebel. And anyways, that's the Black Sheep Squadron. Very interesting. I know it says, here, somebody else pointed this out, it says long length campaign, and then it says 8 days. So, and it says short. So I don't know where the disconnect was there. I'm assuming if you do this one, you're going to use the short number. So you know how you have the 3 slashes? You're going to use the short number. You're not going to use the long number when paying for things. I certainly wouldn't. Although, yeah, 8 days... I mean, we're doing a 9-day mission, and that's considered long, but it's just an introductory. I mean, 8 days is fairly decent, but yeah, that would be one thing to clarify, is which one do we use? Anyways, enough of that. Let's go ahead and get started. We're on day 7. Okay, we have I moved some stuff around. I now have my board for the dogfight on the left side, and then my campaign sheet is further up. I found that I'm not looking at the campaign sheet that awful much, so having it further away is okay. This one I look at a lot, so I definitely need it nearby. And I know glare is going to be an issue with the way my lighting is. And then I move my pilots over here to the right, so I'm not reaching all the way up. And I move my counters up there. So just move some stuff around. So our recon is 4. Here we have light bombers. And that's a really nice one. I think we definitely want to do that one. So then the question becomes, do I want to risk it and draw another one and then be forced to do that one and not get to do this one? You get an extra experience point, which is nice. It's nothing but bombers. So you put 5 bombers on the board, and then of course you're going to draw 2 bandits. So this is a pure air-to-air mission. we're at 34 victory points. And as you can see, 34 means we're good. We just need 5 more to get to great, and we have 2 days to do it. This would only get us 2 victory points. So I think I'm gonna have to draw again. And there we go, we got a secondary mission. Perfect. So we will do these 2, and between the 2, we will get 4 victory points, and we'll be 1 away from getting the best rating possible. So we're going to do, we'll do this one first. That's the nice secondary mission. It's naval, which I actually get excited when I see the naval ones because I have these naval bombers. So let's get them out. Over here, that would be Jericho and Bear Grimmond, both of which are very active on the Corsair Leader Facebook page, which they now let me be added to the group, so thank you for letting me be in the group. And they're also in the Solitaire Wargaming group, if you guys want to join us. It's actually a lot of fun. So we do get to see the targets. So, I was just getting ready to draw from here, but remember, it's a naval mission, so we draw from our other cup. So 1, 1, 1 and 1, and then 1 on the target. Okay, so one thing with these naval things is they're not double-sided. So, I mean, there's a picture on both sides, but it's the same picture. So we do have to study them. Like this one is high and low. That one is just low. High and low. And a low up there. Okay, so this one is going to hit you even with a 0, which is crazy. All right, so from we're going to bring in our naval guys, so they're going to be flying low altitude. So I selected my aircraft. Let's do this in order. We placed our sights, assigned our pilots. We're going to arm our aircraft. We're definitely giving them torpedoes, so that's not even a question. That's their primary specialty. So each of them are going to have a torpedo, and I know I can put these on their card, but I sort of like having them on the board. As long as there's not too many I have to move around. Okay, and then draw a target-bound event card. Gain 2 SO points for every site you destroy with a rocket attack. I have no rockets, so that's not going to do me any good. So let's go ahead and discard that. Place our aircraft. Now, there is one thing here. See, it says -1 site, -1 bandit, so I am going to get to destroy something. I'm going to place my aircraft here. And my reasoning is these ones I have a better shot at flying over and not getting too much damage. You need a 6 before they really get you. Whereas here it's a 5 and then a 5 there, and then of course he guarantees to get you at least stressed. Okay, so we placed our aircraft. Now we get to do bandits. So the bandits are from the regular bandit cup. So we're going to draw 1 bandit, and I don't get to ignore it. So we have a bandit here who is going to harass us, and he gets a +1 to his rolls. So after we do that, we get to do intel air defense adjustment. So as you can see here, it says -1 site, -1 bandit. So that's perfect. We just hit that, I think, yesterday, you know, in the last mission. So I'm going to destroy the bandit, which helps us immensely, and I'm going to actually destroy this site. These have a range of 1, by the way. They're very nasty. So that means this site's going to be causing us problems too. Okay, so now we draw over target. Reduce 1 random pilot's air-to-air stat by 2. No big deal. I'll reduce both of them by 2. How's that sound? Put the turn counter on turn 1, and off we go. All right, I'm 15 minutes in. I need to take a break. I have something going on off camera I have to take care of, and I will be back and resume this. Thanks for watching.